Most people seem to think that solo leveling it's all about Sigma grindset, big monsters, big battles, and a protagonist with no depth. But under all the flexing and particle effects, there's actually a pretty well-crafted arc structure that develops and expands on tropes from the past. The story was engineered to be addictive by following a narrative formula that is so universal that once you notice it, you start seeing it everywhere. And the best part, it's totally replicable. Even you could copy it and write a banger. Call it double leveling. Add a dog, make it green, and win a Crunchyroll award. This is how solo leveling used basic structures to their maximum effectiveness. By opening with Jinwoo in a harsh, unforgivable setting, solo leveling hooks us emotionally by using the underdog formula. Jinwoo sees everyone succeeding while he can even do basic hunter things. He's watching everyone from behind and is even more relatable the way he hides his pain. He nods and agrees every time people talk down on his potential. Fake smile, keeping up appearances, he turns all that hatred towards himself. This world follows a clear hierarchy of power, and our boy is at the very bottom, and that's why we immediately project what if Jinwoo was actually on the top. We keep anticipating how he's going to improve. That gut punch empathy is the step 1 to this winning formula, but before we see him climb, he needs to fall deeper. We see no possible way of Jinwoo climbing to the top. It is clearly defined that hunters don't level up, unless something unusual happens. This strange event, often called the inciting incident, is what set everything rolling on the story. That is also the use of a MacGuffin. I know this sounds kinda made up, but it's actually a real term. A MacGuffin is an artifact with power to bend the rules of the world. The whole premise is hunters don't level up, so the MacGuffin makes Jinwoo level up. It's simple as that. And believe me, you can make this be whatever you want, as long as it leads to cool shit on the screen. This is the rule of cool. Thou shalt not question why if it leads to cool shit on the screen. By focusing on what will make the story fun instead of realistic, solo leveling already has all the ingredients for a perfect progression arc. So after the inciting incident, anime usually sticks to 3 types of structure: school, road trip, or tournament. That's the only 3 that exist. Hear me out. School arcs is about system exploration and character growth in a challenge-by-challenge sequence. They learn, use, or fight against a magic or technological system, improve, and set up stuff for future arcs. Despite the name, school arcs don't actually need to be set in school, but it needs to be about learning. Solo leveling first arc is a school structure. This is the basis of an RPG system. We focus on growth in a challenge-by-challenge sequence. That is literally the quests that keep showing up. He learns about the leveling system, the inventory system, and everything that is not with Jinwoo, it's setting up for a future conflict on another arc. We see strong characters showing off, political figures explaining their evil plans. I'm gonna conquer the world and this is my step-by-step plan I made in Canva. Since this anime is all about improving, this arc is perfect here. But if you want to break the mold and do something different, I'm gonna show you the other structure types that exist. The second type of structure is tournament. This is character versus character confrontation over some kind of stakes, King of the Hill style. It doesn't necessarily need to be battles, it could be political battles. Plan versus plan, group versus group. Unlike in school, we are not here to learn. The characters use what they learn to win, and that's it. If you want an example of an anime that uses a tournament arc right from the get-go, Record of Ragnarok, that is literally a battle royale, and Juni Tyson. I don't know if you know that one, but it's pretty cool, actually. You have the 12 Zodiacs fighting in like a Fortnite. When you do it like that, you don't really have a chance to connect with the characters. We are quickly introduced to who's important and is right to fist fighting. Works best in stories that the protagonist can die, or there's not really a protagonist. Yo, hold on, Kepler. What about the other stories where the characters learn during a battle? This is the thing, we love underdogs, don't we? But if the weaker guy starts losing, then wins at the end, the only way to do it is by him learning something. It could be about the magic system, about his past, or about the enemy's past. Tournament, it's about character versus character, and school, it's about character versus system. Jinwoo is not going against characters at the beginning, he's fighting goblins, killing wolves, and leveling up by his own. Now the third type of structure is road trip. The focus here is getting from point A to point B and fucking around on the way there. But here's the catch. At every stop of the road, we are either dealing with school or tournament. Think about it. We are on the road, then a goon shows up. It's tournament time. Or we are on the road and suddenly something about the magic system blocks their path. Could be like a magical barrier or some kind of curse. Either way, road trips are composed of small school and tournament sections. JoJo Part 3 is a classic example of a road trip. They need to get to Egypt. and every single episode it's a new type of goon that shows up trying to stop them. And that's all the types. I mean, there's also a fourth type, but that could get his own video. Let me know if you want me to make this video by subscribing. Anyway, let's talk about emotions. It is important to tie power growth to mindset growth. Jin-Woo has a lot of pent-up anger for himself, but his turning point is when he starts directing all that hatred towards the world. We see him crashing out when he's about to die. This is his true colors. All this anger he has, it's fuel to him. He gets a massive helping hand by having access to a system that no one else has. But for us watching, this is a plus, because instead of spending years to see his peak and being bound by human limits, the system makes so that it's exponential and infinite, just like a game.
It's like a game.
It is a condensed progress. Every single point on that stat sheet, it actually reflects something. When he ups strength, you see his muscles. Even his face changes. When he ups the stretch of agility, he actually gets faster. But the most interesting one for me and the most subtle is the intelligence stat. Jin-Woo actually starts to get more intelligent. And you can see this by how calm he is. He analyzes things. He gets to conclusions. In dangerous situations, the show puts a lot of focus on the senses of Jin-Woo. That makes me really immersed. And that's a blueprint for relatability and progression that hijacks your brain's reward system. It isn't just about becoming strong. He's emotionally speedrunning what therapy takes 5 years to do. And guess what? It hits hard. Especially for dudes under 25 with fresh trauma and a Jin playlist that starts with Venom by Eminem.
I got a song filled with shit for the strong-willed.
Eventually, after all that grind, the world needs to react differently. In Solo Leveling, this is already happening in Chapter 5. Bro didn't even make out of the hospital and was already collecting followers for his Instagram. He became a BTS member. This accelerated pacing and constant reward is what keeps you watching. And the people who talk down on Jin-Woo, well, most of them died, but if they were alive, they would be watching him walk into rooms like he owns the building. Inside, he's still the airheaded guy from Chapter 1, and this sets up some pretty funny scenarios. It's pretty cool to see him going to missions again, and we see the difference he can make on a party. Talking about the before and after is one thing, but actually watching the episodes and seeing it happen, it's a totally different experience. I bet he's going to make quick work of these ants, right? Oh, fuck. Oh shit. Episode 5 hits like a truck. Jin-Woo is forced to kill these guys, and seeing his attacks from the perspective of his enemies makes him actually pretty scary. This is a guy who just 5 episodes ago couldn't even lift a sword. He's literally becoming a menace. And the fact that the episode starts with such a light-hearted tone makes it even greater of a bait and switch. It is stuff like this that makes it worth watching. The unexpected stuff, the real dark stuff, that breaks the rhythm just as you are getting accustomed. After that, the arc repeats until it breaks. He improves, we see the consequences of his new self, bigger monsters, bigger stakes, bigger problems, and bigger Jin-Woo. This guy's getting big. We start getting attached to other characters like this little guy. And the true nature of this world is slowly revealed. I don't want to spoil everything because it is really worth watching. The story sounds so simple, but it's really hard to pull off. And the way that the anime did so effectively, it's why Solo Leveling won. You're probably going through this arc in real life right now, minus the abs and the portals. You got ignored, ghosted, left on red, and instead of crying, you downloaded Notion and made a 5-year plan on how to fix the volumetric shit machine that is your life. You were motivated, you were running on the self-hatred fuel. Jin-Woo is literally you if you had infinite potential, glowing eyes, and a UI that keeps giving you validation.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Thanks, mom. It's not even a power fantasy, it's a productivity fantasy. It's about getting revenge on the weaker, past self. The one who got clowned on high school, downloaded a Stoicism audiobook, and started thinking, I'm gonna become unrecognizable. Or die trying. You don't love Solo Leveling because of the fights, although they are pretty cool. You love it because it mirrors your broken-ass arc structure, but gives it a fire sticker and a car spoiler, with effective storytelling arc structures for a perfect progression. It's a love letter to the person you're trying to become. Jin-Woo is dragging your inner loser to the gym and saying, get up, you're not done yet. Roll credits. Cue Eminem. Venom, 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 Venom.